we would say that Randy is living a soul contract with her housemates, her good friends, that she is living in this space right now. We would say that Randy is living out a soul contract of teaching yoga at Weaverville Yoga Studio that she teaches at. All of these things were alignments to help support her source soul contract, which is sharing this work for the Age of Omniscience. Now, we would also say that Randy has been presented with a name for her source soul contract. She received it in dreams several months ago. It is Moomin Sena, and it is Moomin Sena 1 she received in the dream. So Moomin Sena, whenever she thinks about Moomin Sena, she is instantly connected to that energy of sharing this work for the Age of Omniscience. She feels it in her bones. So we would recommend to you that if there is a name, or even if you want to use your own sense of referencing or channeling to receive what that name is, you will know when it comes to you. Randy is loving receiving these names and ideologies that are larger than her physical reality, or we would say to her, only alternate in her physical reality. So if there is a name that resonates with you, use it. Allow for your source soul contract, your blueprint of that work in which you chose, that main avenue of your work in this life, to be named. And if you don't know it right now, that is fine. Usually an awareness of what a source soul contract is will come along. Many people call it destiny, or your sort of prophecy, or your path that is set in stone for you. And we would still say that even within the source soul contract, there is some fluid, and there are an infinite number of ways that you could realize a source soul contract, and yet that central energy of what a source soul contract is within you in every cell, because what is you chose to be born on this earth doing. So Randy's name for her source soul contract is Moomin Sena 1, and she asked just a couple days ago, what is Moomin Sena 2? Because she kept getting the feeling that, why is there a number 1 attached to it? She received number 1 in her dream. She kept wondering, why is there a number 1 attached? Does 1 not denote that there might be a 2 afterwards? So she just simply had a wondering and asking about, what is Moomin Sena 2? And do I have a Moomin Sena 2? And she referenced, and the answer was yes. So she received in a dream last night her Moomin Sena 2. And she understood then that Moomin Sena 2 is a counterpart to Moomin Sena 1. Moomin Sena 1 is about the outward projection of this work. It is about sharing this work with those people who have an asking and a resonation towards it. It is bringing as much as she is able with her gifts and talents, this work into more of a mainstream consciousness. So there are plenty of people who are channeling, there are plenty of people who are realizing their spirituality and even realizing their sense of multidimensionality in this huge paradigm shift into this age of Aquarius. Well, we are calling it the Age of Omniscience. And we would say to you that it is even a shorter age within the Age of Aquarius. Just as you are living in a age of information, you are being propelled even more quickly into the Age of Omniscience. So that is her Moomin Sena 1, to share in an outward sense this work, and to use her gifts to connect either on the personal level and on the wide scale level as much as she can in this life, the Age of Omniscience work. Now, Moomin Sena 2 is a nice complementary energy to that, and she has been working on an awareness lately on how the duality of her existence complements each other. And we would say to you, Moomin Sena 1 is that outward, more masculine energy, is the yang energy, it is the action energy, and the Moomin Sena 2 energy is more of the inward, the yin, the self-reflection, the feminine energies. So Moomin Sena 2 is about going truly within to her guidance, to her sense of omniscience, to learn and teach these transformative skills. She has a word for them, the Jedi mastery skills, or even magic skills that are being taught in the Age of Omniscience. So Moomin Sena 1 is about spreading the word, using her universality to connect to the sense that we are in an age of change and transformation. Her Mumensena 2 work is going truly within. She is only connecting through dreams, through guides, through her own sense of meditation and connection in order to realize these things, and which is being taught along with the Age of Omniscience, but is less about connecting and spreading the word. It is more about her own sense of transformation within, in order to be a guide and influence for those who are wanting to live these skills. Now, these skills range from spirit walking, which is embodying, using your consciousness to embody another consciousness and host body that has a soul contract with you as far as sharing that body and that idea. So in other words, Randy has done a brief encounter with spirit walking with a chimpanzee. So this chimpanzee named Zazie had a soul contract with Randy at the more expanded and perhaps non-physical level that she is allowing for Randy to feel what it is to be chimpanzee within her body. So that is an example of spirit walking. Randy is receiving things all the time, transmorphing, allowing for the actual cellular structure of materials to come together, a sort of welding with energy. She is receiving a lot on an alternate lifetime with an entity called Tilla, which she will be writing a book about soon. She is receiving hits on how we are able to time walk and come into an alternate timeline, how we are able to styromorph and change our physical appearance. So in her dream, it was a simple matter of this entity that will be teaching styromorphing. This entity is called Diap of Langes. And this entity in her dream was saying, I want my fingernails changed a different color, and simply it was, because styromorphing is connecting to you as at a cellular level, and simply making those changes more in an instantaneous, presently focused way. So these are all examples of Jedi mastery, or those skills that are coming along with the Age of Omniscience. And so in order for her to access those skills, that is a part of her Source Soul contract, Mumensena 2. The both of them together work in this sharing of the Age of Omniscience, and yet the Mumensena 2 really means that she has to come within her own multidimensionality, access her own alternate lifetimes, all of her energetic extension to a place of where they are teaching her, and she is not so much teaching others in your focused reality about the Age of Omniscience. So there's an example of her Source Soul contract and how they have those dual components and the ways in which she is going to have to access either inward energy or external energy in order to realize them. But we would say to her that both of these things are integrated in the present moment as her Source Soul contract, Mumensena. So we are wanting to introduce this idea of soul contracts and encourage you to use in your day-to-day living an awareness of, what is this relationship I am having with this person? Is it a soul contract? Can I imagine myself choosing to be with this person's situation environment in order for me to grow and for this person's situation environment to further evolve or to change or transform, or to inspire me to choose with more precision my reality and what I am wanting to experience? So always with this sense of destiny, there's a sense of free will and a sense of choice. You have a beautiful map as the soul system of what you are wanting to experience. You have a map as your reality in this fabric of this dream. So allow for you to make those choices as you go along with this dream. A wonderful way that Randy likes to think about her Source Soul contract and that blueprint that she was born with is the Michael Jackson video of dancing in the Billie Jean video. So he's dancing upon those squares, those tiles that light up. And when you allow for an awareness of what you are living in every moment, perhaps it is a larger soul contract. Perhaps it is a more significant energetic exchange. And when you do that, you are stepping more precisely onto those lit tiles, just as Michael Jackson is doing. And we could take that even further to say that as he is performing his moonwalk, that is Randy accessing those ways in which she is channeling the Mumensena 2 work, which is the moonwalk is more of a physical ability in the way that Michael Jackson does it so well, and yet he was the first one to channel it, we could say. So Randy is in a lot of ways the first one to channel certain skill sets that are coming through as her in a omnisciently focused being. So what are your soul contracts? Can you identify them from the day to day? Are you feeling them from moment to moment? What can you focus on as you are choosing your reality and creating your reality? What can you focus on and see a relationship and allow for that to propel your growth to a greater manifestation of what is in your physical reality? Do you know what your source soul contract is? If not, then there are exercises that Randy and Ashley are providing in order to hone in on that. But we would say to you, more than they can guide you, you have your own guidance. So we would say to you, step 1 is come together with a more firm and established relationship with your omniscience, with your guidance, your multidimensionality, that expansion of who you are as a being within the soul system. An entire orchestration of the universe and all of infinite existence as non-physical energy that is still connected at the very precise and specific levels, which is you as a body and your cells, which is you as a physically focused being on this earth. So step 1 is always pay attention. Allow for you to resonate with this information in those places that truly fit with your perspective, or allow for you to drop old systems of tradition or instruction that says external guidance is the one you should be following. The Age of Omniscience is always saying go inward. Randy's Mumensena 2 is always saying go inward, because as much as she is learning and growing from her external reality, there's a huge part of her source soul contract that says go within first. So go within, be aware, appreciate your soul contracts in the smallest ways that they appear, from a satisfying conversation to the largest ways in which they affect your reality as a source soul contract in the specificity of when you were born. Enjoy every step, enjoy every lit tile, enjoy your ways in which you are moonwalking in your reality.